dude, I'm telling you, I think I've said it on this podcast. The Jedi's
They're
is when you
incels.
turn being an incel into a superpower. That's
Yeah.
all a Jedi is. You become such an incel that you're able to move stuff with your mind.
Welcome to the Harvard podcast,
They all have
everybody.
swords that they probably
Welcome
got
to the
from
Harvard
wall.
podcast. This is our Christmas.
full of Christmas cheer and holiday joy and glee and Jedi's being incels. I love it.
Yeah, boy. Ho, ho, ho. We got Scott Keith. We got Dylan Rodriguez. We got me, most importantly, of course, as the Kino Cowboy. But I would like to practice selling out and say that we're sponsored by LaCroix, even though we're not. But one day we will be. Please buy this because I am a sellout. Okay.
You hack.
So today we're going to be talking about true Kino Christmas classics. Some old, some new. Yeah, that's pretty much what we're getting into. So where do we want to start?
Did you guys like have an actual list like kind of formed up, or are we just gonna kind of go off of one another? Because I have like so many movies that we could just talk.
You
about
started,
immediately.
Dylan.
Well,
Let's start with like the movie you watched the most growing up with like your family or by yourself or whatever.
It's got to be Christmas Vacation. It's just like the one every single. I would watch that shit on Thanksgiving in preparation for like the Christmas mood that I would get myself into. I love that movie. It was also just so raunchy, and I was so young, and it was just
my mom never wanted me to watch it, so I didn't get to see it until I was an adult. And first time I watched it, I was like, oh, okay, whatever. And then now it's like grown on me. Now I like it, and I'll watch it when it comes on TV.
I just remember the scene where Rusty and Clark are in the mall, and he's like trying to buy underwear, and the lady just like getting higher and further up her like panty line, basically.
Yeah,
it was just like, wow, yeah, nice.
I'd seen the first Vacation when I was a teenager, and I really liked that. So I was like, oh, this is a sequel, and it's better than the original movie. That's rare.
Yeah.
I've only seen Christmas Vacation.
I've seen the first one, but isn't there like European Vacation too?
There's European Vacation. There's Vegas Vacation. Yeah, there's all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
I think that's the 4, right? Oh, and there's also there's Christmas Vacation too, Uncle Eddie's Island Adventure, which was a straight. That was a straight to. I've not seen that, but that is a straight to television.
Did it have Randy Quaid?
Yeah, with Randy Quaid as the star.
Oh my god, that is hilarious.
My favorite thing he did outside of that video he posted of him fucking his wife with Rupert Murdoch's face on her.
Oh, you don't like his brilliant death in Independence Day? Come on, this is the best part of that movie. This is the best part of that movie.
I like that movie.
But yeah, I'd definitely say like either Christmas Vacation or Elf. Elf was also another one I just loved growing up. There's also like the perfect timing of 2003, I think it was. So it was like prime childhood for me.
Our boy Jon Favreau, who's now like a clutch Kino man.
He's just freaking Star Wars god. But it's kind of weird.
Marvel.
Well, it's funny. He's he's Disney.
Whatever.
He's Disney god, but it's like some of his Disney shit I like hate with a burning passion. And then
man, it's so weird. It's like I can get 2 fucking shits about a Lion King CGI
Rat Fest. Yeah.
Who gives a fuck about that? Yet he comes in clutch writing The Mandalorian.
I wanted to make another like Chef or Swingers or something. I want another like indie Jon Favreau.
Nice. I think
that would be real nice.
He's too swallowed.
He's too far gone.
Yeah.
Well, I think he's literally like the head TV guy with Dave Filoni at this point. So he's doing so much shit. Yeah. But yeah, I'd say back to the topic. Elf is another one that I just love.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that because I was about to start talking about Dave Filoni.
No. We're not talking about. See, I had to stop myself because I knew I was about to do the same thing if you would have said anything else.
What do you like about Elf, Dylan?
I love Robert Duvall.
That's fair, man.
Robert Duvall is like one of the best asshole dads in any movie I've ever seen. And then, James Caan. It's James Caan.
It's James Caan.
Yeah, not Robert Duvall. I'm mixing The Godfather.
Oh, yeah, we've been watching too much.
Yeah.
The Godfather,
Yeah.
That's interesting. I like that you say James Caan out of all things in that movie because I don't think That's a real patrician's analysis of Elf. You don't say Will Ferrell or even Zooey Deschanel. You're like, I really like James Caan and Elf.
Well, I was gonna say James
I really
Caan.
like that James Caan movie.
I was gonna say James Caan and Peter Dinklage. It's like my two favorite parts of the.
He was. That was a pre-Game of Thrones Peter Dinklage.
Mm-hmm.
Where I mean,
oh, wow, yeah.
And the only role you can get as a little person in
is being the butt of the joke.
Is being in a movie called Elf.
Yeah. And him mistaking you for an elf.
I like Elf.
I
like Elf, and I'll watch it. I'll watch it when it's on TV, but I'm not like ape shit about it. But like I like the scene where he's getting fucking thrown with those people in the mailroom, and it's like a bunch of fucking greasy fucks. That's a good scene.
Like corporate, just nasty, like
mailroom clerks.
No, I do I think there's a lot of just classic scenes in that movie. Like I think immediately I have like
I'm a sucker
scene,
for
like the spaghetti scene, all that stuff.
I'm also a sucker for New York Christmas time shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Even if it's goofy like that, you know.
I agree. And I think it just tells it's a really heartwarming movie. It's a really sweet movie.
Yeah, and it accomplishes it by, I think, much like Home Alone 2, showing the grit of New York. that was
Is this a segue?
No, was that Giuliani's New York? Trump's in that movie too.
Yeah, Home Alone 2 is my movie that I've watched most growing up as a kid. Like I've seen Home Alone 2 as much as I've seen A New Hope, which is over 100 times.
Holy shit!
Yeah, I've seen that movie. Oh my god, I know almost every line to Home Alone 2.
I think I've seen that movie maybe once. I've seen the first one a million times. I've seen the
second
first one
is like
countless times, but
you have to accept the second one for what it is. And once you do that,
it's an expansion pack.
I love that.
It's a DLC.
It's a DLC for the original Home Alone.
Yeah,
that's all it is.
And you get that is like the perfect Christmas New York experience. You get to see him like travel around, and he like goes to like a toy store, and he goes, you know, all over and shit, dude. And that the Plaza Hotel. Tim Curry's great in that movie. Tim Curry's he's hilarious.
Tim Curry's great in every movie.
I remember Tim Curry being in the movie. That's how much I have.
He's the hotel concierge.
Oh, yeah.
It's so funny
in the Trump Hotel or whatever.
And what's that guy from those Adam Sandler movies? He's in it.
Rob Schneider.
Yeah, Rob Schneider.
Rob Schneider is the room service.
His name.
Yeah.
And yeah. And Home Alone 2 it's important in a way that it set an unfortunate precedent with movie sequels that if you want, you can just do basically the same thing and just change some shit up, and it'll be a new
right.
But it does it well enough. It's very charming. Other movies like The Hangover Part 2 do not do it in the same manner. And I don't know. I just really like that movie.
Right, and that's common with comedy sequels. And I'm trying to even think of big comedy sequels I've seen that came out before Home Alone 2, and I can't think of many. I mean, I never saw like Caddyshack 2.
Airplane 2.
Yeah, didn't see it. Those are supposed to be terrible.
Yeah, they are. They're not good.
I mean, sequels are hard. Comedy sequels are dang near impossible.
Yeah.
You do have that family movie vibe.
Well, Caddyshack 2 is god awful. It's like one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life.
At the least, Home Alone 2 plays off of that because the two robbers, Harry and Mark, they don't expect to have for Kevin to have all these fucking traps set up, but he does, and so they're like pulling on shit to be like, see if it's gonna do anything, and they're like, oh no, he doesn't have shit ready, and then it's even worse than the first one. They should have died like 6 times in the movie, and then they jumped a shark, and they should have been fucking murdered, and I don't know, but it works because it's funny slapstick. You don't have to think too hard about it.
Yeah, you know. You can just throw bricks at people's heads from 4 stories up.
You can have someone
a brick thrown on his head from like a 10-story building and survives. Like,
dude, how old money are the McAllisters?
They got money.
And I got really into the McAllister lore when we were rewatching the first one. We were trying to figure out who's part of whose family, and we like paused on the scene where he's like holding the picture frame, and then we divided all the kids up, and then we figured out the oldest girl in that movie, Heather, isn't, her parents aren't even there. They're the ones who are in Paris that you actually see for a brief scene that I never noticed before until really paying attention. So there's 3 McAllister siblings, it seems, on the father's side, and they all are successful enough to be able to just go to Paris on vacation. So
This is like a Southern Gothic thing.
I know, it's you really dissect this whole
No,
family.
this is like an Emily Bronte, Faulkner, Gabriel Garcia Marquez family drama, like multiple generations.
I'm a sucker for John Hughes, so I get into the lore of these kinds of things. So,
speaking of John Hughes, Adrian, I don't think you have, but Dylan, have you seen Planes, Trains, and Automobiles?
Oh my God, yes. Yeah.
Name me one other Thanksgiving movie. Not even a good one, just another Thanksgiving movie.
I said it on the other podcast. It's not. I don't think it's. Well, Knives Out is a Thanksgiving movie.
Oh, is it? I never.
I mean, it's not. It's not, but it is.
Yeah, it's like,
Makes sense.
and I'm sure we'll get to this.
Yeah.
It's like Die Hard being a Christmas movie. Yeah.
I think When Harry Met Sally, is that around Thanksgiving?
yeah.
Thanksgiving is
wait, speaking of Day Trippers, isn't that Thanksgiving?
No, that's Black Friday. That's a day after.
You're right,
Okay,
you're
well,
right.
that's
Damn.
close.
That's
Come on,
close
that's,
enough.
I'm trying to think. I feel like there's another movie that I'm missing because I was thinking about that a few weeks ago for the other podcast of like what kind of Thanksgiving movies are there because I can't really think of any.
There's a good Thanksgiving scene in Raimi's Spider-Man.
Okay.
You're right. You're right.
Anyway, Adrian.
uh,
So Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
No.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, if you don't know, is a John Hughes movie. And before this movie, John Hughes was known almost exclusively for directing teen films. He had directed, I don't have his filmography pulled up, so I don't know what order he directed his stuff in, but he was known for his Ferris Bueller type, his 16 Candles.
I think Weird Science, was that one of his?
Yes.
Yeah, that was one of his.
Club.
Breakfast Club, of course. And so this actually, to a lot of critics and audiences, it sort of noted his maturation as an artist because he was able to write about adults.
Was that before? Because didn't he do St. Elmo's Fire also?
I don't think so, no.
No.
I feel like he did. Oh, he didn't? Okay, never mind.
I would like
he
to.
might have. There's definitely some things where he's like just written or produced, like a Baby's Day Out. I think he just worked on the script or something. I love that movie as a kid. It's not a Christmas movie. We can talk about that another time.
I'm good.
But he can do all ages. Is my point there. Anyway, that movie is pretty perfectly cast. I actually watched it for the first time in its entirety this year because my parents wouldn't let me watch it when I was younger. And it has John Candy, Rip, and Steve Martin, your boy, and almost perfectly cast as a sort of foils to each other. And it is a road movie, Adrian. So why you haven't seen this holiday
I've seen
road
bits
movie?
and pieces on TV growing up, but
Yeah.
you know.
That's the thing. It's one of those movies that is on bits and pieces on TV.
Yeah, I think the last time I saw it was like on cable, like God knows how long ago.
But I think that movie, that idea of getting back to family or getting back to home for the holidays, which has been done elsewhere. I mean, Home Alone is more or less about that. But I don't know. It was especially striking to me during the pandemic because I think so many people aren't able to see their families or aren't able to have their normal Christmas traditions. And so I think a lot of people are John Candy, basically. I guess is what I'm trying to say.
I get that.
I wish I
Makes
was
sense.
John Candy.
It struck a chord with old Scots.
It did. It's a heartfelt movie. It's simple. Also, it's middle America, and it's part of America. I kind of know. When I lived in Kentucky, I was in that sort of Midwest vibe, and I've been to Chicago a couple times. He's an old Chicago all-American boy, which I do like about John Hughes, is that he's from Chicago, which is an overlooked American city.
I feel like he makes very middle-class, middle America type of
It is very middle-class, middle American. That's why he's
Does.
successful.
And almost all of them are set in reality, grounded in reality, but then there's randomly Weird Science, which has raiders from like Mad Max movies, like busting into their house and shit, and like a Barbie doll, coming to life.
I need to see this one.
Weird Science is insane.
Yeah, it is insane.
You have to watch it to appreciate it, to compare it to the other movies, and you're just like, what the
That
fuck?
came out. Yeah. Wait, isn't Weird Science? That's the one too with Robert Downey Jr. being like the bully, or is that 16 Candles? It's one of those movies.
I don't know. If he was a bully in one of those movies, I don't know.
Oh, he's a bully, and that's like one of his first movies is in one of
Okay.
those movies, and I can't remember which one it is. Now, Scott, what do you think about, since you liked that one a lot, what do you think about The Great Due Date with Robert Downey Jr. and Zach Galifianakis, which is pretty much a ripoff of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, but called Due Date instead?
I saw that movie.
I haven't seen it because it's a
It was
ripoff
okay.
of Trains, Planes, and Automobiles, and Kino Cowboy says it's just okay. So I got to listen to his opinion.
The only scene I remember in that movie is Zach Galifianakis jerking off with like no lube in the car or something.
Yeah, well, he's trying to. Yeah.
Well, I definitely need to see that part.
It's also directed by, I'm pretty sure, the great Todd Haynes from Joker fame and The Hangover fame.
Todd Phillips.
Tom Phillips, whatever his name is.
It's so weird that guy directed a $1 billion Joker movie. Absolutely. God, that movie. It was okay. It was decent.
It was fine. It was very.
It was fine.
I like the atmosphere and art direction, but that's.
And
it had some good. It had some good stuff.
Yeah, I like the score.
I don't know. I may have heard this one person say it was the best movie they'd ever seen, and I just can't. I just can't deal.
That's like when
people think that.
Like when Adriana James, who was my ex-girlfriend,
Are you dropping?
in 9th grade, she said she walked out of Revenge of the Fallen and said, "This is the greatest movie I've ever seen."
Oh, dude, I walked out of that
Don't
movie.
say anything, Dylan. Don't shit on yourself.
Do you like that movie?
We've talked about it. I've seen the movie like 9 times in theaters. I used to love that movie.
Oh my god. So I also watch a lot of Christmas Vacation, and Home Alone. A Christmas Story, of course, is something we need to talk about.
Boy.
I could never, as a kid, figure out exactly when that movie is supposed to take place.
Christmas Story? It's like
40s, right?
Yeah, it's in the 40s. I can't tell if it's before or after the war, though.
Or during.
Or
I don't know.
I think there would have been more of a. I think they would have involved some of the wartime stuff, maybe a little bit.
Probably, but it's from a child's perspective.
I
don't know. You could ask the author of the book.
I think it's like 46, 47 or something like that.
That's true.
And that's like, because it's so Christmassy, you forget that at its core, it's like a really good and charming coming of age little kid's tale about him, growing up in this time. And it gets the time period so well. It's like rich. And let me tell you, A Christmas Story is like, it has one of the best narrators of all time. Like, of all time.
Yeah. And that's the author, I think.
Yeah, and it makes it. Like, it makes the fucking movie. It brings it to a whole nother level. And that's another movie I've seen probably 150 times.
That's disgusting. There's not even that. You haven't even lived that many Christmases.
I know.
How do you watch that movie 150
No, when
times?
I was a kid, I was obsessed with that movie, and my mom would unpack the Christmas shit. Like, she would just get the boxes down from the attic, like on November 1st or 2nd, not even trying to put it up yet, just to get them out. And I would grab that VHS and I'd put it in and watch it like 2 times. My mom was like, Adrian, it's November 2nd, I'm like, I don't care.
Oh,
bro. Yeah. That is like.
What about another one that
really quotable? I mean,
see the Christmas Story. God, I have maybe watched that twice too. That's one that I never really watched that much.
That's insane.
At all. And the last time I saw it, I was probably like 9.
That's insane.
That's gonna be. I know. Yeah.
I haven't seen it in years and years. I don't know if I've seen that movie in my 20s, honestly.
That's what I do. There's no way I've seen it in my 20s or my teens. It has to be when I was a child.
I just watched that a few nights ago. Like I know every line.
Twice.
I haven't had
God, you're quiet. I think.
Speaking of Christmas movies, though, is another one that I actually I'm about to watch tonight with my girlfriend is I'm sorry, It's a Wonderful Life, because she's never seen it, and I think that's going to be a great all watch, because we watched Rear Window a few weeks ago, and she was like, "I love that guy's voice." And it's like, "Oh, you just wait."
Those are two different Jimmy Stewarts.
Oh man, but that's
see, I saw, like I think most people, I saw It's a Wonderful Life first. Although this is the first year I watched it beginning to end. I had mainly seen the last 30 minutes of that movie. That movie could be 90 minutes.
I will say for like more than half of my life, I've always seen like 75% of it. A lot of it was being in, and it was only recently that I actually watched it the entire way through.
Wow. Okay.
But yeah, his Jimmy Stewart's his turn as a jaded photojournalist in Rear Window is something to behold, and made me respect him a lot more. I always thought that movie was very schmaltzy, and it is. I mean, there are parts of that movie that are almost laughable.
It's a Wonderful Life, or
yeah, It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah, it's a cheesy movie, and it's very ham-fisted, but God, I just love it. It's so 19 like whatever
46.
40s. Yeah,
46. It was right. People needed that movie after World War II.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it was.
And just his voice, something about his voice is like a perfect movie voice to me. I love hearing it. And he could be saying the most insane shit, and I'd be like, I'm in.
No, man, that movie hits me direct to the heart. Always has, always will. Especially with his plight to escape fucking Bedford Falls, and he doesn't do it, and he keeps making excuses. But it's it's
a very human story.
Yeah, it's a selfless reason, and it's beautiful. But it's just like. The scene that gets me the most is when he's like at the end of his rope sitting in martinis fucking crying, and he's like, man, I don't even believe in God, but I better start praying to God. And he's like breaking down. I'm like, damn, that fucking, for a movie from the 40s, dude, that's the realest shit I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And to see someone get that low into their thoughts so quickly, be like, fuck this, I'm going to end it. It's like, God damn.
Yeah, I mean, literally, it's weird. It's a movie about a man about to commit suicide.
And
it's crazy.
The last third of it is like Christmassy, but like most of that movie is not Christmassy, but we just consider it to be Christmas.
I guess we do. I mean, that makes sense, but it is weird how it's like the beginning not crazy Christmassy.
When he saves his brother from the pond and shit, that's snowy and Christmassy. But most of that movie is not like focused on.
Because it takes place over something like 20 years.
Yeah.
I mean, plus the first, 10 minutes, 15 minutes when he's a kid.
Yeah.
I mean, there's every season of that.
I wish I had $1 million hot dog.
What?
I'm just quoting the movie, man.
Man, okay. I feel like you've seen every Christmas movie like 30,000 times.
Dude, Adrian is
Christmas boy, man.
He is.
I'm Christmas Kino, dog. Don't fucking misrepresent me.
Adrian has more holiday spirit than anybody I've ever met in my life.
I like having holiday spirit, but God damn, boy.
But also, I mean, well, first of all, It's a Wonderful Life is highly regarded as one of the greatest movies of all time. And so as a kid, I sought out...
By who? The American Film Institute?
Yeah, whatever, man. As a kid, I sought out these movies because I wanted to get into more movies. And so I latched on to certain movies, and that is one of them. I really love It's a Wonderful Life.
Well, that's why I finally watched it the whole way through years ago, because I was like, I want to see this movie because people regard it like that. And it's good. I like it.
And then,
It's definitely of its time, though.
And then it got me into other movies.
You're so loud.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like you just hit puberty.
No.
You're good.
Okay.
That's better. Can I just say, as much as I make fun of that movie, was out loud laughing at certain parts of it and certain lines and deliveries. And also slightly offended that his wife was a spinster librarian when that was my last job. It was spinster librarian. That was my title. But when it zooms in, when the angel gives him the book or whatever at the end, and it says, "No man is a failure who has friends," I broke down in tears. I'll be honest. And I'm not a crying boy in movies, but I think that hit me this holiday season during all we've been going through, and I think everybody's been like, oh man, I haven't been able to accomplish what I wanted to in January of 2020 in those naive times. But that just hit
it's
me.
real, yeah.
Because we have each other and we have the Boring Line Harbor podcast.
Well, and that line reminded me of. Have you guys ever seen? It's not a Christmas movie, but it's Into the Wild about Christopher McCandless.
Yeah, looks better, but yeah.
Well, yeah, that last line of like happiness only real when shared. That's the same type of sentiment of like, yeah, like that's so true.
I avoided that movie for years because Cole McDaniel's favorite movie, and fuck that guy.
Okay.
I like how this is the call out podcast. You just call out people after people.
Yeah, It's Wonderful Life. It got me to watch more of Jimmy Stewart movies like Harvey and Rear Window, Vertigo. You know,
you gotta get into his Vertigo and the Birds. No, that's not him. But okay, I have a question though.
Yeah.
What's a Christmas movie that you love that's not a Christmas movie? Like a movie that you watch that feels like a Christmas type of movie, but it's not really one.
Iron Man 3? No, probably
Any Shane Black?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, we can talk about it now. Tokyo Godfathers. It's a lot of it's a Christmas movie, but it goes into post-Christmas too, a little bit, and New Year's.
Mm-hmm.
But
and I don't know how extended the Christmas season is in Japan. I mean, obviously Japan is not a Christian nation, so I don't really know how they celebrate Christmas anyway.
It's very superficial. It's very like I have a friend who is Japanese, and he's just as like we eat and that's about it.
I mean, that's fine. Like I know, okay, gonna drop this. I know in Spain that they're doing stuff kind of until like January 6th, even though Christmas is like the big day. But I don't even remember the dates because
that's kind of like in Mexico. Mexico does the same thing where they just party for a week straight, basically.
Yeah,
they don't stop celebrating. They just continuously party. Yeah,
that's what the Spanish brought that to Latin America. There are similarities there.
There we go.
Quite frankly. The Tokyo Godfathers is. I don't know how big New Year's is for them. I don't want to conflate it with Chinese culture because that's a mistake that's very common. But it is. But I know it's obviously Chinese New Year is a huge deal. But also the Japanese and Chinese are not buddies, so who knows? Tokyo Godfathers was great. That movie's awesome. I saw Perfect Blue, Satoshi Kon's
Satoshi Kon just watched any of his movies.
Other film as an anime director, which is interesting. I've never seen an anime Christmas movie. I don't know if there's another one. There probably is somewhere, but not another big one. Adrian probably has seen 7 of them a dozen times each.
Yeah,
but no, that movie is fantastic. I watched it last night. It was it's probably one of the best depictions of homelessness I've ever seen in cinema. And
just the struggle.
First of all, that it depicted homelessness and that the main characters were homeless. There weren't these like magical homeless people or these sort of that are ancillary to the main characters, because that's the way we usually see homeless people. If you're not homeless, if you're watching this, you're almost certainly not homeless. And we kind of see them like that, and I think it's important as someone who considers himself a slight social activist, not really, to depict these experiences in cinema and depict them well as three-dimensional characters.
Well,
and you have a transgender woman who's one of the main characters, and she's complex and
like an actual character.
An actual character, which is more in most movies today what trans characters can say. Has Disney made we made a trans character in the background of this movie like political stand yet?
Surprised it wasn't thrown into Rise of Skywalker, honestly.
Okay. But yeah, Tokyo Godfathers. I mean, what year was that? That was ahead of its
2002,
time.
I think.
Yeah, early 2000s. Nice.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. and that's awesome. I mean,
Chris
obviously,
fucking-
we don't have to get into this. I wouldn't, you could probably nitpick of Hannah, the transgender character and stereotypes associated with that, but it feels like a real person. All these people.
It's like the stereotype is like kind of like she is that stereotype, but then we get more of her as a character too. So it's like the stereotypes are there, but she's also a character too. So
Right.
it's just her character,
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because I get what you're saying. There is some stuff where if you wanted to be like, that's kind of weird, or kind of just not handled delicately. But yeah, I think also too Satoshi Kon. He doesn't have that many movies. He died pretty early. You should just look out any of his movies because a lot of like your favorite directors are heavily inspired by his movies.
Let me say, if people watching don't know Tokyo Godfathers, it's about 3 homeless people. Christmas, they find a little baby in the garbage, and they take care of it and try to figure out who its mom is. And it's a little adventure. It takes place over the course of a few days. Crisp, beautiful winter atmosphere in fucking Japan, and it's awesome. And it's unlike any other movie around that time period. Or not time, Christmas time is what I mean, It's like,
yeah, no, that is I mean, to me, even though it's not the first, apparently it's based on 3 Godfathers, which is a novel from the early 20th century. There's been other adaptations of it. This is still a movie really unlike anything I've seen. Unlike Perfect Blue, which I don't love. I enjoyed it when I watched it, but
Perfect Blue is one of the most vaporwave movies of all time.
That's the thing. It's very Adrian likes it. It's very vaporwave. It's very early internet, but
yeah. Tokyo Godfathers is his most probably his most grounded in reality film. Like, it gets a little crazy.
It's his most human for sure.
It gets a little crazy with the angel shit at the end, but like mostly it's like pretty grounded.
There's Christmas miracles.
Right.
There's Christmas miracles in that movie, and I buy them. The entire movie. It's weird. They're all in Japan, but there's if it wasn't a Christmas movie, and this is something I want to discuss. If it wasn't a Christmas movie, they couldn't get away with so many coincidences and characters running into each other in the metropolis.
Yes.
Like that, or Shanghai is like the biggest metro area in the world. Like Tokyo is like number 2 or something.
Yeah, that makes it full on a Christmas movie, just like the events of Die Hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, for real. Like I
agree. Yeah,
I saw a post on Reddit about what makes Die Hard a Christmas movie or not, and it's like these events would not have happened if it was not Christmas, the holiday party, everyone being gone from the building, et cetera, et cetera. So that makes it a Christmas movie, unlike other movies like Batman Returns. Well, no, actually, Batman Returns has to do with presents and like Christmas. Yeah, so that's a bad example. But there are other movies. It has to
do with selling toys, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. No, but
that's what that movie has to do with.
Back to Tokyo Godfathers. One of my favorite sequences in any movie is when they save that guy who's like stuck under the car, and then also when they go to that wedding or event or whatever it is, and the dude's like shot and shit, and like just taken hostage, and like it's just like how events fit into each other.
Christmas movies.
Huh?
It does fit into each other, and they almost get punished for their. Well, it seems like short term they get punished for their good deed, and it's like the reverse karma. But it all works out in the end. I mean, that is the thing. Even just by labeling something a Christmas movie, though, you can get away with a certain amount of camp, or like in It's a Wonderful Life. Granted, that's part of the era, but people will still watch that as a Christmas movie.
It's that window of disbelief.
It's that window of disbelief, and everybody's allowed to have a childlike wonder. Yeah, and that's the holiday. And that's why we shouldn't let the liberals take it.
And with holiday movies, there's always the theme of family. And it comes into play not with just returning the baby to her mom, but with the youngest of the 3 main characters who's like, she's homeless, but like she has a weird past and she's like a teenager. And it's like, you shouldn't be homeless.
She's a runaway.
She's a runaway. And
it's about alternative families. It's like X-Men. Right. That's not even a joke. Yeah. It's like X-Men. It's or whatever your movie is, where you find this alternative family because we live in a postmodern society where familial bonds are destroyed. I mean, that's very common talking about any 20th. I mean, to current your post-war Japan, and how family dynamics have changed, and now you have the city itself and modernity oppressing these people into homelessness, and but also of their own volition and the faults, and they have to find families in each other. Hannah, Hannah, the drag queen or transgender, she does drag shows as well. The transgender woman has her family of drag queens and performers that she hangs out with, and then a couple of characters are estranged from their families, and we see that take place. We see a old hobo looking like Santa dying on the street, and they take him in.
It's brutal.
Yeah,
It is brutal. I mean, do you imagine being? I think Tokyo can get pretty cold. I mean, hell, imagine being homeless somewhere like Chicago in the
No,
winter.
it's serious.
People
man.
die.
People
Yeah.
fucking die. It's wild.
That's why they all moved. This is not a joke. This is why they all moved to Southern California. That's one of the reasons they go there.
People so quickly look over these statistics.
Well, I think going back to what you were saying, Scott, about how finding family whenever family isn't really like your actual family doesn't have to be what you call family, basically. And that's the reason I love Grand Budapest Hotel, which it's not a Christmas movie, but to me it feels like a Christmas movie. One, because it's like set pretty much exclusively during the wintertime, and Wes Anderson already kind of has that like flavor of like whimsical, like toy box stop motion type of feel. But that whole movie's about finding family and people that aren't traditionally your family, basically. And I love it. I watched it every Christmas now. It's like
fucking Ray Fiennes. That's probably my favorite performance of his. No
same.
joke.
I haven't seen Grand Budapest.
It's a great watch. It's a great watch.
I like Wes Anderson. I'm sure I would like that movie. I don't flip about him like some people do.
That's one of his best movies, I think.
I think it is his best movie. It's his most well, I don't know, maybe not his most mature, but it's a really good movie.
It's the most Wes Anderson movie, I think.
Yeah, it is. And but it's not. You could see that
it's not egregious or anything.
No.
I'm just saying it's just him firing on all cylinders is what I'm saying.
Like in the most perfect way where everything just comes together. And yeah, it's just a great holiday movie.
And you know what? And you know why that theme of finding your own family is really really pertinent right now? It rhymes with plandemic. You really but you got to find your own social connections now. Sure. I feel that a lot. I'm not going to be able to see my family this Christmas. I've been up in my feels about it, crying at Jimmy Stewart.
Well, none of my aunts or cousins, no one's coming down this year, nothing.
And they shouldn't.
No, they shouldn't. Yeah, it's a very quiet, quaint little thing.
Yeah.
And if I wish more people could accept that, because other people don't give a fuck. But we don't have to. We don't have to virtue signal in here or anything. But
Yeah.
But
Anyway,
what else y'all been watching? What is there anything else you've been watching? Because I watch everything.
I see. I told you I have like specific movies that I watch that it's like for Christmas, but they're not anyway at all Christmas movies. Yeah. Like I watched Empire Strikes Back specifically on Christmas because that's just like the movie that I like to watch on Christmas. Okay.
There's a wintry wonderland in it.
Yeah, there is. But also, if you talked about fucking Iron Man 3, but Shane Black, all of his movies are technically set at Christmas. So The Nice Guys, that's a great Christmas movie.
Man, let me just say, if Hollywood came through and let me do a fucking Godzilla movie, it would be set during Christmas. Like
that'd be cool.
Slick neon Christmas. It would be badass. Snow would be pouring down, dude. Bro, it'd be sick.
Would he fight Robo Santa?
He would fight. I don't know. I don't want to get into that.
Mecha Santaru.
Yeah. Well, good luck.
Wait until the Godzilla versus Kong cast, and then I'll get into shit.
Of your Godzilla fan fiction?
Oh, fan fiction? No, if it's a script that
that's what it is.
Hollywood and try and sell.
Dude, we're living in the age of fan fiction.
Well, yeah.
It's all fan fiction.
Of course
We're going to have It's a More Wonderful Life next year, probably. with a deep fake
Stewart.
Yeah, with a deep faked Jimmy Stewart.
Disney Channel original movie.
Don't.
The whole movie just, geez. No. Geez.
Oh, no.
There's going to be a couple of years. Once deepfakes get really good, there's going to be a couple of years. And I'm not going to say there's going to be a ton of these movies, but I think there's going to be a few mid to high profile movies that really try to capitalize on that. And I think people don't want it.
It's going to be gross.
Oh, it's going to be disgusting.
Especially when it's a bunch of people that are dead and never could have given their permission in a million years to do it.
No, because they were like, oh, yeah, you can use my likeness for, like, photographs and stuff. They didn't think, yeah, you can use my likeness to digitally stitch it onto a body double. You think Bela Lugosi thought that? No.
No, that's
I saw an article once talking about bringing, like, what if we put Bela Lugosi? It's like, dude, audiences don't know what Bela Lugosi is.
Well, that's what I'm saying. What if they do that and it's only really obscure old Hollywood stars and shit like that?
I've heard them trying to do it with, like, James Dean.
Yeah, that's the biggest one.
And then they had, like, Audrey Hepburn. And I'm like, dude, modern audiences, like, that's a novelty, but the problem is you're all movie nerds in LA making these decisions.
Let's get Toshiro Mifune deep fake. Bring back, dude. It's Seven Samurai. He's like one of those famous Japanese actors.
Oh, okay.
Let's just do really obscure shit. Let's get like Max von Sydow, but like 30s Max von Sydow, like in Seventh Seal Max von Sydow.
I'd be okay with that.
That's what I'm saying. We're gonna do it. Let's get crazy with it.
No, there's gonna be some Christmas magic.
Yeah.
It's gonna be It's a Wonderful Life too.
The only time a de-aged CGI thing has ever worked on me was in Blade Runner 2049 because.
Oh, with
First of all, Rachel's an android, so that kind of works. But like legitimately in theaters,
it was amazing.
I just thought they got someone that looked like her. I didn't, and then somebody was like, "No, dude, that was fucking CGI."
Yeah,
I was like,
"Yeah,
oh,
you're dumb,
shit."
Adrian. That was definitely CGI.
It looks damn good underneath that lighting, the yellow lighting. It looks pretty fucking good.
It's supposed to look uncanny, which
It
is
works.
why Blade Runner 2049 is my favorite Christmas movie.
Dude, it's so funny that you even mentioned Blade Runner 2049 because like a few minutes ago I was like, you know what? It's a Christmas movie to me.
I haven't watched that movie.
Is it?
2 years.
No.
Oh.
No, I love that movie.
Oh,
fantastic! But we don't have time for that.
why am I forgetting fucking Terry Gilliam's Brazil? That's my favorite Christmas movie.
That's a Christmas movie?
Is that a Christmas movie?
Yeah, technically, yeah. I
thought it was just 1984 for people who don't like reading.
No, it's true patrician.
Dude, that movie, that is a watered down, dumbed down
it's
1984.
It's a masterpiece film.
Dude, no.
Yes,
It's
God,
okay.
You have your little opinion on 1984. That's fine.
What, that it's a good book and that you got by converting it to a cinematic medium and stripping of it of all its political value?
It's 1984. It's a different fucking film.
It has like the same ending as 1984.
It's different. It's
okay.
Stylized, Terry Gilliam, retro futurism.
Me?
It's beautiful.
No, Adrian.
Oh,
No,
I had to read it for school.
Okay.
I've specifically not read 1984 to piss off Scott Keith.
I remember. Regardless of me, you should read that. Why is that a Christmas movie?
Because it's set during Christmas, and it deals with fucking bullshit. What's the word? Man, what's the word I'm looking for? Come on.
Consumerism, bureaucracy.
I was going to say consumerism. Yeah.
Ridiculous bureaucracy around Christmas time, and it's literally a fly in like the machine, basically. Like
it's kind of, you know what? A good another like a double feature with Brazil is Santa Claus with Tim Allen, because that is another movie about getting stuck into the bureaucratic Christmas machine. All
Yeah,
right,
dude.
now hear me out. Hear me out.
No, I agree. That's a takedown of corporate America by corporate America because
And
it's Hollywood.
I was thinking about it because I was watching this video over Santa Claus. I wasn't watching it, but these dudes were talking about it for some reason, and they were like, in those movies, Santa Claus dies, and they have to pick a new one every so often. And then,
This is a really strange concept.
so do they actively kill Santa Claus? Because sometimes they talk about how Santa Claus has been Santa Claus for a long ass time, and then at the beginning of this movie, he dies, and they could have stopped it. So basically, the elves are murderers, is what I'm saying.
Or does Tim Allen get does Tim Allen gain immortality?
I don't know because he gets fat for no reason and his face changes because he's Santa Claus now, and it's weird as fuck.
Here's the thing I never noticed before is that there's an elf in the Denny's when him and his kid are eating before even any of this even happens.
Little ears, so they're stalking him.
Some shit's going down. They picked him, bro.
Yeah, dude, it's some weird shit.
It is weird. It's like he was chosen, or like he was like a fall guy.
He was like the
like they wanted a new Santa. It's like, okay, we're gonna have to trick convicted felon Tim Allen into that's true. Google that.
Cocaine.
Into drug trafficker Tim Allen into killing Saint Nicholas.
Well, it's also weird too or is it like it's hilarious? So like every '90s movie, the main guy is always like a corporate head. Like Clark is like the corporate head basically, or one of the corporate heads in Christmas Vacation, and in this movie he's the corporate head of like a toy shop. So it's just like, yes, of course.
Right. Well, you have that sort of consumerism aspect and the business aspect, which is easy for audiences and for middle Americans to get. I also think that was just the '90s. I
think it was mainly the '90s too, because it was weird. Like that would be the trope of like the dad's the asshole, he's a corporate boy.
That's a Gen X thing.
And then the mom, like they're divorced, and the mom has a new schlubby guy who's not really an asshole most of the time. So he just is a different guy. And really, the main guy's the asshole most of the time.
Yeah, I mean, the fucking the stepdad.
Really, he's not a dickhead, really.
As a kid, I hate him, but now I'm like, well, he's the only rational one. But but it doesn't make sense because Santa Claus is canonically real in this universe, so it's all fucking stupid.
His point is all moot. But no, if you were a psychologist and your wife's or girlfriend's ex-husband was hanging out with your stepson saying he's Santa Claus, you would have some questions. In this universe where people just don't believe in Santa, yet presents magically appear on Christmas morning.
Which is like the problem in so many of these movies.
Yeah, but I always assumed it was just, again, with the breakdown of the family in the 90s and Gen Xers complaining like, oh, the worst thing that could happen is you get a corporate job. Boo-hoo. Is that I forgot what I was saying. I was too busy doing bits. I'm sorry. I don't know. Tim Allen's a drug trafficker. No, you would have questions, and then all of these presents just magically appear. And I forgot what I was saying. Okay.
Well, and then also in the third one, you get Martin Short as Jack Frost, and that is also the most batshit thing. It's such a fucking batshit scenario because he's also bringing his like in-laws or his in-laws to fucking the North Pole, and he's trying to disguise it as a Santa's toy or as a toy factory, but he looks like Santa, and there are little people running around.
Yeah,
and it's weird. It's really fucking strange.
Those second and third movies are way more Disney-fied than the first one.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The first one feels like it almost could have been a straight to VHS thing, and they didn't even. It blew up bigger than they thought it would.
Yeah, I saw the third one like once.
I saw the second one. I remember liking the action set pieces, but I was a stupid child.
You're a Nolan fan then.
The action set pieces,
Dude.
Santa Claus too.
No, dude, there's. I'm serious. No, the action set piece at the end where there's just the Robo Tim Allen Santa.
Dude, I mean, see, we haven't talked
They're
about
on
Robo
the-
Tim Allen.
They're on the sled, spoilers, and
Spoilers.
and Tim Allen's like on the sled climbing on it while it's in the air because he's gonna give coal to all the children in Christmas because he's this like that's why we shouldn't let AI take charge of prison sentencing because they'll just.
I told you. So you see now why Brazil in 1984 have a lot more in common with the Santa Claus trilogy than you thought.
They do.
Than you thought.
And that the Santa Claus sequels in Brazil are all shitty movies of the same magnitude.
Oh,
I actually like Brazil. I just like pissing off Patreon. It's okay.
I can see his face getting red. He's like, oh!
There's no Monty Python in the Holy Grail.
Well, I'm thinking about this Santa logic in these movies, and we just kind of ignore it.
Well, no, that's what I was saying. It reflects the breakdown of communication between spouses. Because I always had assumed was like, I thought you bought that. No, I thought you bought that. And then nobody is keeping an eye on their bank accounts because they all have good corporate jobs because it's the 90s.
Oh my God! Speaking of another great Christmas movie, is the one scene when it's Christmas in Marriage Story. It's a great Christmas movie.
Okay.
Because it's not. It's depressing though.
Oh, okay.
That's a great movie. I actually gotta find that movie entirely depressing.
I love
it.
it.
I don't even remember what the Christmas scene in that movie is. I can imagine.
They're just talking about. Yeah, it's just what you were just describing, basically.
Yeah, divorce Christmases.
Yeah.
Yeah, people were getting divorced.
The
Santa logic, though.
I just rewatched the Polar Express for the first time in a long time with my brother, and it's got that same fucking Santa logic. The whole movie is about him believing, being told to believe, and there's so many mixed messages. And then he sees Santa with his own eyes, and then he can hear the little bell at the end and all that. But then as he grows up, his sister can't hear it, his parents can't hear it. Where do these fucking presents come from magically? Why can't they hear the bell at the end? That doesn't.
I always thought one of the interpretations is that could have been almost like the entire movie could be almost like a dream sequence.
Well, first of all, it is because I noticed.
I've actually never seen this movie.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
that's fine. Talk about it. I don't care because
you're
no, watching it for the first time as like an adult, I noticed it is a dream. All of it's a dream. Most of it, because when he gets up to go look at the train, when he's woken up, quote unquote, he pulls on his robe and a bunch of marbles fall out and there's a hole in his fucking pockets, which is later where he puts the bell and loses it, and those marbles fall out. And then when he gets up in the morning at the end of the movie, he pulls on his robe and the marbles all fall out of his pocket again. It rips again. And it's like, okay, that's an obvious thing to show that it was just a dream. But then he gets the bell anyway. I don't know. What interested me most about rewatching this movie is because it's fine. I like it. It looks like a good PS3 cutscene, I guess. But what I like is when they get to the North Pole, it's really weird. There's a weird energy to it. And all the elves are in like the center of the North Pole getting ready for Santa and shit. So it's like all abandoned. It's like all these factory industrial areas of the North Pole that the three kids are trying to get through. But everything's like extra small and it's all empty. And everything is like that 50s streamlined retrofuturism look to it. And it's empty as fuck, and it gets really liminal, and you get this like echoing sound of like old 50s Christmas music, and it surprises me how kind of like uneasy it makes you feel, because normally those movies are like all about cheer and happiness, but there's other points in that movie that try to scare you too. And then like there's this massive like wall of like surveillance cameras watching kids around the world like sleeping and shit, and it's like really dystopian. And like there's this kid and like this giant red button goes off that he was naughty, and they pull up the thing, and it's like him like swearing like I didn't do it, I did, and it like keeps doing it over and over again. And that is the part of the movie that I genuinely like. I'm like, this is fucking cool as fuck. Like dystopian, weird 50s retro futurism. Come on, give me that shit. And it paints it in like a weird light. I don't know. It's I like that shit, but like the rest of it's fine. But that really stood out to me as an adult.
Did you?
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead, Scott.
No, I was just saying I never viewed I haven't seen that movie in forever, and I never viewed it as a police state sort of thing. But yeah, Santa's a bit. He's working for the NSA. Did you hear Anthony Fauci, however you say his name, personally gave Santa the COVID vaccine this year? He said that.
Son of a bitch. Why would he say that?
Yeah, Adrian's hypothesis, and I kind of agree with this, is that Fauci should just say like, Santa's having a rough time this year, so parents don't have to deal all that shit while they don't have jobs because the entire economy's destroyed. What were you saying, Dylan?
I was going to say, because you were talking about how it felt kind of scary in Polar Express in some scenes. It was kind of weird. I saw this movie a few years back. I can't remember when it came out, maybe 2016. I saw it in theaters just for some random ass reason. Like, I enjoyed it for how campy and weird it was. Krampus. You ever see Krampus?
I meant to see it, but I never.
It's a pretty schlocky, fun, like slasher movie, basically about a fucking goat demon, Krampus, just killing a family during Christmas, and it's great. It's if you want just weird, almost like the Good type of B movie. Like they know what they're doing. They know that they want it to be just really schlocky. I would totally recommend it. It's a good little like hour 20-minute movie.
Yeah, there's what was that Christmas movie Casher was telling us about? Adrian, Christmas horror movie.
I can't remember.
I mean, well, there are a few of those. And have either of you seen any other Christmas horror movies?
I've seen
Gremlins.
I've seen Silent Night. I've seen Silent Night, Deadly Night, which is like a mall Santa that goes berserk, and it's pretty crazy. It's pretty stupid. And the sequel, I don't have time to get into the weirdness of the sequel. And then I've seen Black Christmas, the original one from the 70s.
That one is who directed that? Because he directed something else. Because I was looking in because I've seen the shitty ass. I didn't know it was a remake. It was that one that came out like a few years ago.
Yeah.
And it was so fucking shitty. And I was like, God damn it.
Whoever
and then I realized there was
someone that'll shock us. That's all I remember.
Yes, he like directed like The Exorcist or some shit like that. I don't think it's that, but
I'm looking at Bob Clark.
Is it Bob Clark?
No, the original Black Christmas.
That's what I'm saying. It is. It's Bob fucking Clark.
1974. He also directed A Christmas Story.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what it is.
Porky's and Baby Geniuses.
Yeah.
No, it's because he directed A Christmas Story, and I was like, wow,
that's amazing. Baby Geniuses is dog shit.
Yeah, when are we doing the Baby Geniuses cast?
The Super Babies cast. Baby, I think on IMDb that has like bottom 10.
I think I saw Baby Geniuses too.
Right.
Yeah.
Baby Geniuses, I think is I think there's some Christmas stuff in there. That's such a weird thing to be typecast as. Is like, yeah, you're just gonna make Christmas movie and then also Porky's.
Holy shit, Christopher Lloyd is in it. Sorry, I'm looking at the cast now. Baby Geniuses.
Oh
yeah.
I think Christopher Lloyd will do anything.
Oh yeah, duh. I forgot the most Kino Christmas movie of them all. It's 2017's Christmas in Vegas, directed by yours truly. And if you haven't seen it, go to the Mooring Line channel, check it out. It's pretty fucking funny, I have to say.
Link in the description, maybe.
We got this shameless plug on the cast.
I have to, man.
We got it.
And Adrian, what did you do earlier today?
Yesterday, I recorded a commentary track with Bob Geiser and Cody Troglin.
Okay.
That'll be a little bonus TML thing coming up.
Yeah, so if you hate this podcast, you want to fucking kill yourself listening to Christmas in Vegas commentary track.
One last little thing, like Christmas thing on my end is Peanuts. Like,
Oh yeah.
Christmas time, like that is one of the best
Oh,
soundtrack. I start like as soon as December hits. Hell, even when it's not December, I listen to that soundtrack because it is some of the best jazz ever
beautiful.
made. It's so good.
Some of the best jazz ever made.
Hey.
Hey, I'm like Ryan Gosling in La La Land, man. I'm trying to save jazz, all right?
You're hot. Um,
Thanks, Scott.
needlessly attractive.
I
I don't know
appreciate
why
it.
people say Ryan Gosling and Ryan Reynolds look alike. They do not to me.
Dude, no, not at
No,
all.
they're both, handsome movie stars. But
And they're both white and they have Ryan.
I need
That's
Ryan.
it.
I need Nicholas Refn and Ryan Gosling to make another Kino classic.
Yeah. What has he been doing lately? It wasn't Refn in goddamn the Hideo Kojima game.
Was he?
Yeah, he was.
was he in Death Stranding?
Yeah, he was in Death Stranding.
What
Yeah,
the
that's what. Yeah,
fuck?
yeah, he was in Death Stranding.
The
So it was
last
like,
thing
so it was like Guillermo del Toro and Mads
he made
Mikkelsen
that
and
show
everyone.
that I couldn't get into, but I'm waiting for him to make something fucking nuts again.
Yeah.
But that has nothing to do with Christmas.
Man,
Christmas, baby.
there's
Can't
not
wait for
enough.
Christmas to
There's
be
not
here.
enough Christmas video games. That's what we need.
Oh shit.
You buy video games at Christmas,
Yeah.
but there's
Okay.
always like a
Hold
winner
on.
or like Christmas level.
Wait. Let's transition this into the after fucking whatever
Okay,
it's called. After show discussion. Christmas
sure.
games. Shit. Why is this
More after show technical difficulties.
okay? All right.
Drive is okay. Drive's a 7.
Whatever. We'll get into that.
Drive's a 10.
Drive is
Saw it
like
with my mom. That might be why. Theaters.
Oh,
Yeah, I saw
yeah,
Drive with my
theaters.
mom.
Think of
In
how much
theaters.
you've advanced.
Yeah.
But no, your favorite games or that you got like at Christmas time. I guess you don't play games really, do you?
Me? No, not
That I
really.
received at Christmas time. I've
Yeah.
received a lot of games. I can't narrow that down.
I used to though, like back in the day, man, when I got Halo 4, and then Halo Reach the year before, or whatever year that
2
came
years
out.
before.
2 years before.
Yeah, dude, Halo Reach was a game that I played fucking
Yeah,
nonstop.
there we
Because
go.
I'm pretty sure that's like the same year as like the original Black Ops, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Halo
so-
1. Halo 1's got some wintry stuff. I mean,
I don't give a
all
fuck
those
about
games.
when I'm just thinking of like for me, the best the best thing I ever got for Christmas was in 2003. I got my GameCube and Mario Sunshine.
Dude, holy shit! Oh my god, I was about to say one of my favorite things I've ever got was in 2003 when I got Mario Sunshine.
Yeah.
Dude, because I had just gotten the GameCube a year before with like this weird Star Wars game we had to play in tanks, basically. It was fun, but it was weird. And then the next year, yeah, I got Super Monkey Ball 2 and Mario
Boy.
Sunshine, bro. That shit was fire. That, and then I think Paper Mario was the Thousand Year Door was like the next year.
Those
And
were all fantastic games.
the Paper Mario Thousand Year Door is the best Mario game, hands down. I
Whoa.
will fight you on it. It's the best. It's the best story. It's
Best
the best
Mario
everything.
RPG game for sure.
No, it's the best one. I swear to God, it's the best one out of all of them.
Okay, that's what it
I will
right,
not.
well.
Hey man,
I will not
I
back
mean,
down.
you know, that's cool. It's a great game. But
Yeah.
You ever played Bully?
Yes, dude. I
I've
love
watched
Bully.
you play Bully.
Oh yeah, you did. Didn't you? Bully. There's Christmassy parts, and you can knock over snowmen, and throw snowballs at kids and stuff.
I wasn't allowed to play Grand Theft Auto, so I got Bully instead. And it was
Dude, I might like
Fair.
Bully more.
My
Bully's great.
man, one of my favorite Christmases. 10th grade was like my last big Christmas. My aunt apparently like gave my mom a bunch of extra money to like for me and my brother and sister that year, and it was basically like, okay, Adrian's 16 now. He's kind of getting old. You know, this is like his last big Christmas. And I got a fucking bro. I got Black Ops. I got Guitar Hero Metallica. I got like a gaming chair. I got a new iPod. I got a Force
Holy
FX lightsaber.
Good
It was like the
God.
greatest fucking Christmas, dude.
That's like 1,000+ on you alone.
It was nuts.
That's some.
I guess my aunt
rack
was like
spent.
my aunt. Her family makes good money, so I guess they had a really good year because I sure as hell got a good year.
Hell
And,
yeah.
man, I do miss those fucking Christmases being a kid.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, obviously, you know.
I think we all do, but I know what you mean. Like, I really do.
Yeah, having to buy gifts sucks.
Dude, literally,
Yeah.
holy shit, dude. I am behind on so many gifts right now that
I'm literally like, fuck y'all, I'm on the other side of the planet. I'm not buying any of y'all shit.
I have to go tomorrow just somewhere and get some
I do
fucking
too. I
gifts for these
still haven't
people.
gotten my mom or my brother.
I'm like, y'all might get gift cards if I feel like it.
Dude, yeah. I was actually stressing about that all day today. I'm like, fuck, I gotta do shit.
I asked my brother if he would take my Switch that he has and download the Mario 3D All-Stars collection. But that also I would PayPal the money for it. So it's not really a gift.
Merry Christmas.
Me. Oh yeah, dude. Now that I'm an adult, I just buy all my own. Like I'm thinking of getting an Instapot for Christmas.
There you go.
Oh, dude, I bought myself because I actually already had my Christmas with my my mom's grandparents, and like literally just yesterday. Or wait, what's today? Tuesday? On Sunday. I'm sorry. Yeah, I bought myself a nice. God, the time. Yeah, I bought myself a nice little coffee table. That's what I like now. I'm buying
that's what being an adult is, man.
Dude, I bought a good chef's knife. I was like, nice. That's a good investment, actually. Yeah.
I've been out of work, so I was like, yo, don't expect crazy shit from me this year. Like,
here's a copy of Christmas in Vegas on Blu-ray. You can't even get it on Blu-ray.
3 years ago, I gave my sister a copy of Moon Man. she was like fucking 15. I was like, you can watch this if you want, I guess. But
you ruined your sister, right?
Hey, man, no.
I'm just gonna get my brother like a fucking bottle of rum because he likes cheap rum.
Yeah, I'm gonna get my brother a bottle of rum too. No, I'm just kidding.
Adrian's brother is younger and not allowed to drink.
14.
My brother is 22. My brother's 22. Okay, everybody that's watching us, all 30,000 of you guys. I know.
Again, the after podcast.
No, hey. Also, I was wondering. So you guys gonna go see? I don't even know if our theaters open.
Yeah, I'm gonna see Wonder Woman.
Yeah, because that's what. Yeah, I was just gonna ask.
I'm not just because I'm social distancing pretty hard. Like I'm like telling people like I don't really want to fucking hang out. And then also I just have no interest in seeing Wonder Woman 1989.
I have very mild interest in seeing Wonder Woman. I have very high interest in seeing a big blockbuster on the big screen, a new movie.
That's true.
That's really the only reason I want to go.
Yeah,
I miss the movies. Here's the thing. Well, here it's only in cinemas. They don't have HBO Max. Yeah. I think it's only in America.
Yeah, it is. It's only in America.
So, I mean, it's global box office. Films make more money percentage-wise of ticket sales from domestic box office. But, yeah, the global box office for this movie is going to be abysmal. I mean, for all these movies, for all of Warner Bros.
Well, I just saw that because it opened up in China already, and it was the word abysmal. That's literally what they.
Yeah, it only made
like seeing in reports.
18 million.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I don't know what they're expecting.
Yeah,
I don't know what their investment strategy is, or if they're just. I think all these studios are just like, can we just do stuff on streaming now? Because here's the thing: people want to go out. After people were vaccinated, except not me because I don't want to, have Russian viruses in my blood or whatever. But the people, not everybody's gonna have money to spend because they're too busy being unemployed, so they're not gonna go to the movies. So like, movie theaters are not gonna automatically get better when we're vaccinated. So that's why everybody's just pushing more to streaming. More to e-commerce. More to just shove it in your gullet. Shut up, you consumer. I'm all about it.
I'm about to say, no, you're not. Not at all.
And on that note, I don't know. I mean, do you have anything else?
Merry
Christmas, everybody.
Consume.
Merry Chrysler.
Sheep.
Happy Hanukkah. I think it's over though.
Feliz Navidad.
Oh shit. I forgot to be good for the Hanukkah crowd. Oh well. Oh,
I mean, name a Hanukkah movie. I was thinking that. Eight Crazy Nights.
Eight Crazy Nights. That's pretty much it.
That's pretty much it.
I mean, for all I
Seen
know.
it.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go play Call of Duty.
I'm gonna go fucking get some food. I am starving.
That's fair.
All
Scott,
right, man.
I'll play Call of Duty.
bet. Let's move over to Discord.
All right.
All right, I'll see you guys.